the government will repeal Section 377A and decriminalise sex between men. I believe this is the right thing to do and something that most Singaporeans will now accept.
Hang on, there is another part.
We will therefore protect the definition of marriage from being challenged constitutionally in the courts. The legal definition is contained in the Interpretation Act and the Women's Charter. We have to amend the Constitution to protect it, and we will do so.
By now, this shouldn't be news to most people. After all, PM Lee's announcement on 377A was so major it made headlines overseas. But what many people are still unfamiliar with is the process of how this is going to be done. As PM Lee said, two things are going to happen. One, Section 377A, the law that criminalises sex between two men, will be removed from the Penal Code. And two, the Constitution will be amended to protect the current definition of marriage between a man and a woman from being challenged in the courts. So why are they taking this approach, and how is that going to be done? Repealing a law is a fairly straightforward parliamentary process. First, a proposal, or in Parliament speak, a bill, is written. This bill is then introduced in Parliament so that members can discuss and debate its merits and demerits. At the end of the debate, the bill will be put to a vote. To pass a bill, it requires a simple majority. Sometimes, when a bill is put to a vote, political parties may choose to lift the party whip. To be clear, the whip is not an actual whip. It's a person. PAP's whip is Janil Puthucheary. What is key is what the lifting of the whip means. When the party whip is lifted, members can vote according to their own conscience and not follow the party's position. Deputy Prime Minister Lawrence Wong has said that the whip will not be lifted when the repeal of 377A is debated in Parliament. Now, the Constitution is a separate document from the legislation. In simple terms, the legislation is basically all the laws in Singapore, and the Constitution sets out the framework for these laws. In tandem with the repeal of 377A, the government will also make it clear in the Constitution that it is Parliament's prerogative to define marriage as between a man and a woman. Making changes to the Constitution is similar to passing a bill, but this time the amendment must be supported by at least 2/3 of MPs on the second and third reading for it to pass. Now, why is the government choosing not to define marriage in the Constitution, but instead amending it to say that Parliament can define the institution of marriage? There are two main reasons. One, not having it in the Constitution means that the definition of marriage cannot be challenged in court on the basis of it breaching Article 12 of the Constitution. And in Article 12, all persons are equal before the law and entitled to the equal protection of the law. Reason number two, it leaves possibility for the definition of marriage to be changed in the future. The definition of marriage can change if, in the future, a political party that wants to allow same-sex marriage in Singapore wins the elections and gets the majority vote to change the definition of marriage. Thanks for watching. If you would like to ask any questions or have anything explained, do drop us an email at askst@sph.com.sg.